welcome everybody tonight for the plaque dedication for Dr. Rance Thomas. Dr. Thomas was born on August 18, 1932, and he passed away on May 9, 2022. This is the 57th plaque to be installed here along St. Francis Street in our Walk-Through History program, which is designed to recognize those individuals that have made valuable contributions to the wholesome fabric of this beautiful city of Florissant in North St. Louis County. At this time, I'd like to introduce some dignitaries that are with us tonight. Our retired Mayor Tom Schneider, Jessica Berthold with President Voltown Partners, Missouri State Representative Gretchen Bangert, from the St. Louis County Executive's Office, Howard Hayes and Desiree Whitlock, Barbara Thomas, who's the acting president with the North County Christians United for Racial Harmony and Justice organization, the current Rotary president, Jim Guire, Police Chief Tim Fagan and the Florissant Police Department officers are with us tonight, members of the Florissant Valley Fire Protection District, our city council members that are with us tonight, from Ward 5, Keith Schildroth, Joe Egan, our council president from Ward 3, Jeff Caputa from Ward 4, Jackie Pagano from Ward 7, Tommy Siam from Ward 9, I think I got them all. Okay. Oh, Diane Livingston is here also. She's with the Hazelwood School Board. Diane. I got Gretchen. I want to read a bio of Dr. Thomas. Dr. Rance Thomas was a 20-year veteran of the United States Air Force and served during the Vietnam conflict. He was also a columnist, professor, author, visionary, and community leader for social justice. Dr. Thomas is a graduate of the University of Nebraska, Southern Illinois University, and St. Louis University, where he received his PhD. Following his military service, Dr. Thomas became a faculty member at the Lewis and Clark Community College, where he retired in 2002. He was the first professional Professor Emeritus in the college's history. He also served as an adjunct faculty member at the Southern Illinois University, Edwardsville. During his time as a college professor, Dr. Thomas was a regular columnist for numerous publications, including the St. Louis Post-Dispatch, the North St. Louis County Suburban Journal, the Alton Telegraph, and the Community News. Shortly before his death, he published his book, My Journey, a testimony of faith, hope, and success. Dr. Thomas's vision and selfless devotion to his community led him to co-found the North County Christian Churches Uniting for Racial Harmony and Justice in 1998, which consisted of 20-plus churches of various denominations in North St. Louis County. He served president since its inception. He was also the president of the Elijah P. Lovejoy Memorial, the president of the Florissant Rotary Club, and president of the Lewis and Clark Community College's Alumni Association. He also served as the vice president of North County Incorporated and was the chair of its task force on health care for 4 years. He served as the vice president of the Coalition of Concerned Citizens of Alton, the vice president of All God's People of Metropolitan St. Louis for 3 years, and served as a board member for Applied Scholastic International. He also organized the North St. Louis County Youth Task Force and served as its chair. Dr. Thomas also received numerous awards in his lifetime, which included being inducted into the Southern Illinois University at Edwardsville Hall of Fame, the Who's Who in the Midwest, the Illinois Education Association Human and Civil Rights Award, the Citizen of the Year Award for his contributions in improving the quality of life in North St. Louis County, the Lifetime Achievement Award from the Hazelwood School District, and was inducted into the International Educators Hall of Fame, and was also awarded the Dr. Rance Thomas Community Partnership Award, which was created in his honor by the St. Louis Community College, Florissant Valley. However, Rance's greatest award achievement that he would tell anybody when asked was that he was simply being a great neighbor and a friend to many people that live, work, and protect North St. Louis County communities. That's Rance Thomas, that's his bio. At this time, I would like to have Gretchen Banger come up and present a resolution to Barbara Thompson, who will receive it in his honor.
Thank you, Mayor. I have a resolution here from the state of Missouri. I first met Rance at a Hazelwood School District key communicator meeting over 20 years ago. What a wonderful man who was truly dedicated to North County. When he spoke, his words were of wisdom and his love for people to succeed and be safe and happy. He loved North County. He loved the North County area and was everywhere. Every meeting I went to, he was there. If you were at any community meeting, you knew that he would be there. Many times, he led us in prayer. I have a resolution from the state of Missouri applauding Dr. Rance Thomas and his accomplishments. I was lucky to know Rance, and he will be truly missed. I'll proudly present this resolution to Barb Thompson to present to his sons, John and Paul.
Thank you, Gretchen. Thank you, Gretchen. And I just want to say that John and Paul cannot be here tonight, and they're very sad about that. John is out traveling, and Paul is actually broken out in hives. So they both regret not being here, and they want to thank you all, and I'm thanking you on their behalf, and I will present that to them. Thank you, Gretchen. Bye.
I'd like to now introduce Mr. Howard Hayes, who's going to present a proclamation from Dr. Sam Page, our St. Louis County Executive, in honor of Dr. Thomas.
Thank you, Mayor, and thank you for allowing me to visit one of America's most beautiful cities. I met Dr. Lance only about 2 months before he died. We served on the North County Churches United Board. But even in that short time, I knew I was in the midst of greatness. Dr. Lance, we miss you, but we will not forget you. This is only the beginning of our service to your legacy. And so today, representing County Executive Dr. Sam Page, I want to say, whereas St. Louis County joins with our residents in honoring his legacy at the unveiling of this Walk Through History plaque, as we draw inspiration from his dedication to justice, education, and community. Now, therefore, I, Sam Page, St. Louis County Executive, do hereby proclaim May 24th, 2023, Dr. Rance Thomas Day. Thank you, everyone. I now want to present this plaque to Dr. Barbara Thomas, President of our board. Dr. Thomas.
And I accept this on behalf of the North County Churches Uniting for Racial Harmony and Justice Board, and will present it to his sons. Thank you very much, Howard.
Thank you. Jessica Burchell's now here from Old Town Partners. I'd like for her to come and say a few words. Jessica?
Hi, I just want to thank everyone for coming out. It's so important that we remember all of the important people who have helped build our city, and everyone who has worked together to make it such a wonderful place. And I know raising my family here in this town, I really appreciate the plaques. We'll stop and read them. And it's just a great way to remember what's happened and to encourage us to keep it going. Thank you, everyone.
One of the roles that Rance played, and certainly somewhere I knew him very well, was the Rotary Club of Florissant. And we have Jim Guire, the current president of the Rotary Club, here to say a few words also. Jim?
Good evening, everybody. I'm Jim Guire with the Rotary Club of Florissant, club president. I had the privilege of serving in the Rotary Club with Rance for many years, but we started our friendship together on the North County Inc. board, serving together for about 15 years. And I can tell you on the last year of the Rotary Club of Florissant, he was amazing. He was already dealing with his illness then in full stock, but the man never missed a meeting. He was there every week. He got us going again from the transition. His Rotary year started July 1st of 2021, so we were fresh coming out of COVID with barely even having any meeting attendance, and he got everybody back together. Safety was always his number one priority. He wanted to make sure we were safe meeting, so we made sure we had a large meeting space, very spread out. He got the Rotary auction going again, raised $25,000 for our North County charities under Rance's leadership. He did some CAP grants that benefited students in need at the Hazelwood School District. He was able to raise $2,000 to get them winter coats. He arranged a paint day at Marygrove Home for Children to take care of that. Gave away 8 $2,000 scholarships to high school seniors in need. The man was amazing all the way through to the end. He almost finished his Rotary term before his life ended. So he was a great mentor, and I'm really proud to be a Rotarian and a friend of Rance. Thank you, Mayor.
And our last speaker, certainly not least, but is Tom Schneider, our retired mayor of the city of Florissant. Tom?
Thank you, Tim. And this dedication tonight is an excellent example of why this Walk of Fame that we have here in Florissant was one of your dad's best ideas. Bob Lowry thought it would be fitting if we honored all those people who founded our town and continue to keep our town going. And this walk through history has been a great addition to our fabric. Rance Thomas was a friend of your dad's, a friend of mine, and a friend of yours. He was a confidant, and he was an advisor to leaders in this community, and helped to steer us through sometimes troubled waters, and also helped us to guide us towards a path of tolerance and goodwill. And that's one of the reasons why Florissant is like an oasis of goodwill, sometimes in a state where we don't always have all that, but we have it in abundance in Florissant, and part of the reason we have that is because of people like Rance Thomas. And I sure do miss him. He was a great friend of mine and a lot of leaders in North County. Thank you.
So I'd like for Barb Thompson to come back up. Barb? Do you have anything else you'd like to add before we unveil the plan?
I have remarks to make, but I
Yep.
don't know if I should make them now.
Yep, go right ahead. Yep, Barb.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Mayor Lowry. Whenever we had a gathering of any kind, Dr. Thomas would always present to us the history of North County Churches Uniting for Racial Harmony and Justice. That was his vehicle for making a difference in North St. Louis County. But as other speakers have already said, Rance was everywhere. How many of you saw Rance everywhere? Okay, raise your hand. And here's a second question. How many of you did something because Rance asked you to? Right? So he just made good things happen. So the history that he always gave was starting the NCCU history. In the 1990s, there was a huge influx of individuals into the county from the city. As a result, a large number of longtime residents were fleeing to St. Charles and beyond out of fear and uncertainty about the future of North County. And never one to stand by and just let things happen, Rance took action. He was a member of John Knox Presbyterian Church, which at that time had over 600 members. And he and the co-pastor called together North County pastors, and they together came up with the concept of North County Churches Uniting for Racial Harmony and Justice. And their reasoning was, the basic principle was and still is, if God loves each person unconditionally, whomever you call God, how can we not do the same? And that was the basis of NCCU and of Dr. Rance Thomas's life. So throughout the history of North County Churches Uniting in Racial Harmony and Justice, Rance led lots of efforts or participated in lots of efforts. As North County Churches Uniting began, there were public forums where upwards of 150 people joined. In the forums, there were leaders from school district, real estate agencies, hospitals, police departments, mayors, churches, and they sat together and talked about solutions. And the goal was to bring the races together to help them to overcome some of their myths and misunderstanding they have of one another. Rance counts that NCCU has brought thousands of individuals together, and he has been told by many leaders in the community that they slowed down the white flight. Some of the things that he did was to be an active member of the St. Louis Equal Housing and Community Reinvestment Alliance, which has formal agreements with 10 banks. We started a youth appreciation program and an adult appreciation program to appreciate the individuals in our community who make a difference and whose work shows that they are pursuing racial justice and harmony. We also started a Dr. King Oratory Contest in conjunction with St. Louis Community College, in which our youth and adults submit oratories and present them at the St. Louis Community College. Community College has a Dr. Martin Luther King celebration every January, and the featured keynote speakers often complain that the student speakers outshine them and that they don't want to follow the student speakers. We also have a summer academy, a summer computer academy coming up, where in which we provide, through another 501c3, we provide computer instruction, how to build a computer, take it apart, and how to install software and use the software. And at the end of the summer, the youth take home the computer. So he has started lots of initiatives to make the community a better place. One of our favorites is with the Florissant Police Department, the Summons of Joy program around Christmas. And this year that spread to the Ferguson Police Department. So the good work is spreading. So I am now acting president of North County Churches Uniting and Racial Harmony and Justice, and we are continuing the quest to achieve racial harmony and social justice, and we will appreciate your continued support. On behalf of Dr. Rance Thomas, I thank you.
Barbara, I'm going to be really honest with you. I think I've seen that speech before. That's Rance's, isn't
That's
it?
Rance's
That's Rance's.
Oh, yes.
I've been through that many a times. I've seen that.
You've seen it and
Yes.
heard it.
Yes, absolutely.
And I do that in honor and memory of him.
Absolutely.
But I shortened it some.
Okay, absolutely. So at this time, we're going to ask Barb to unveil our plaque.
Oh, this is so exciting.
Yes. So everybody gather around and let's unveil.
Okay. Let's start at any particular.
Wherever you feel right there's great.